Hello, high level listeners. Have you ever wondered, how do I start a friendly and polite work conversation in English? How do I ask my American or British coworkers for updates or news about work? How do I end this conversation and get back to work? Well, you're in luck because today we've got English conversation starters for you today so you can feel more confident starting conversations and also ending them with your coworkers in English.
Yes, today we're very excited to help you talk and get along with your colleagues better than ever before. My name's Mark, the British voice here on High Level Listening, and I'm joined by Kat from the US. And together we're going to show you some very useful and appropriate conversation starters and questions which you can use with your coworkers and colleagues in English.
Now, if you're interested in some more of the cultural aspects of small talk at work, our most recent video, Do's and Don'ts of Small Talk in the Workplace, would be perfect for you to watch either before or after this video.
Yes, and another quick reminder, if you join us as a member by clicking join down below, you can get PDF transcripts of every episode, which you can download and take offline. So again, you can click the join button, visit the membership tab and join and take all our studies offline for you to work on at your own pace.
So let's get started. Let's start with some simple conversation starters. We'll give you 6 easy to use sentence structures that you can use to fill in your own topics of conversation. Then we'll tie up the conversation with some common phrases to finish your conversation and ideally get back to work.
So first, we'll explain the context and the basic structure of the sentence, then give you lots and lots of examples so you can add your own ideas and then adapt them to your own work. So the first conversation starter is, how's your day been? How has your day been? How's your day been? So we're using the present perfect. How has something been? I'm using the present perfect because we are at work now. The work is still going on. We haven't finished the day yet. It's before 5 p.m. or 5:30, so the work is continuing. It's not finished. So, how has your day been? An alternative could be, how has your week been? Maybe during the week it's Wednesday, so there are 2 more days to go. The week is not finished, so I can use the present perfect. How's your week been? How has your week been? How's your week been? Here are some replies to this question. How's your day been? Yeah, not too bad. That's a very British answer. Yeah, not too bad. How's your week been? Yeah, not too bad. You can also use the present perfect in your reply. How's your day been? It's been busy. It's been fine. A lot of native speakers break this rule and don't say the present perfect. They just say one word. How's your day been? Busy. How's your day been? Fine. So you can do that too. How about you, Kat? Can you give us any more examples of this structure?
Oh, a pretty common one. How's your morning been? How's your morning been? Sometimes in the morning as well, we might add a little phrase at the end. How's your morning been so far? How's your morning been so far? That means until now, how's your morning been? Another good one would be, how's your new project been? How's your new project been? Now, I'm asking you for some updates. Updates on your morning, updates on your new project. Oh, how's your new project been? So here's a couple of things you can say in response. How's your morning been? Oh, it's been good. Things have been good. Now remember, it is the present perfect. So it's been good. Very quick. It's been good. It's been good. It has been good. Things have been good. All right. That's very quick in conversation. Things have been. Things have been. Things have been good. Things have been good. And when I say things, I mean life, events, updates, news. the world. Things have been good. How's your new project been? The new project's been good. The project's been good. Project's been good. The new project has been good. So, how's your morning been? It's been good. How's your new project been? The new project's been good. Let's continue on to number 2.
How is your day going? How's your day going? How's your day going? So the structure is how is something going? You can change the something. For example, how's your work going? How's your work going? A little bit different structure, but it's the same meaning as the previous question. How has your day been? How is your day going? Is the same question in different grammar. This one, how is your day going, is the present continuous. Again, because it's continuing. It's not finished yet. It's not 5 p.m. yet. Work is still going. So, how's your day going? How's your work going? This is a nice, easy way to ask a colleague about their day at work at the moment or recently in the last few hours. Some replies to this question could be, how's your day going? Yeah, it's going well. Yeah, it's going well. The question starts with how, so I need to use adverbs like well. It's going well. Yeah, it's going quite smoothly. Or, yeah, it's going quickly, actually. So you can use adverbs in your reply. How about you, Kat? Can you give us some more examples?
Now, sometimes, and I hear this quite often, I know we're supposed to use adverbs. The difference between well and good, it's a fine line, right? So, how's your new role going? Oh, it's going good. It's going good. A very casual reply, going good. It's going good.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where maybe, I don't know if it's a difference between the UK and the US, or maybe we're just a little more easygoing, but it's going good. It's going good is a very casual and friendly response, even if the grammar isn't exactly right. Even
Yes,
at work.
I think Brits like well.
Yes.
Sure.
Mhm.
You could say that
even
in a
at
UK
work.
office.
Sure. Even at work, it's not rude or wrong. It's just something most people say. How's your new role going? Yeah, it's going good. It's going good, especially if you're feeling positive about it. Easy enough. It's going well. It's going good. So, how's your new role going? ROLE. Your new role could be another position, your new role. Maybe instead of the assistant, you are the director. So you have changed not really your job, but maybe your position. How's your new role going? How's your new project going? How's your training going? Right? Because we are doing these things over time. How's your new role going? How's your new project going? How's your training going? And some good replies to this. Yeah, it's going well. Okay. It's going okay. Now, going often turns into going. What's going? It's going okay. It's going okay. The new project is coming along. So, how's it going? It's coming along. That means we're working on it. We're working on it. It's not fast, but it's coming along. It's coming along. Hey, how's your training going? Whew, the new training is tough, but we're getting through it. We're getting through it step by step. We're getting through it. All right, let's continue on to number 3.
How are things going with your team? How are things going with your team? Slightly longer one. This is also a question that's similar to the previous two, but this time I want to ask my colleagues about people, the people they work with, maybe, or their boss, or maybe the group that they're in. How are things going with your team? If I want to ask my colleague about a new client they have, how are things going with your client? Or maybe my colleague has a new boss or a new superior, a new supervisor. How are things going with your new boss? So, like most of our questions here, in the office, we're asking for updates. We want to know if things are going well, okay, or badly. We want to know if there are any problems, because maybe we can help. And this is a polite, appropriate, but friendly way to ask for those updates. So, yeah, how are things going with your team? How are things going with your client? Is everything okay? Do you need any help? Do you need any advice? Again, we're using the present continuous because you are in the middle of this work. It is happening. You're doing it every day. So, how are things going with, and you can change that object. Some replies. If I ask my colleague, how's everything going with your new team? Yeah, it's going well. It's going smoothly. Like last time, my question starts with how, so I can use an adverb. But yeah, as Kat said, casually, I can say, yeah, it's going good. Yeah, it's going great. Or it's going good. I can use that casually too. Because this work with the colleague is not finished, I can also use the present perfect. How are things going with your new boss? It's been tricky so far. So it's been pretty good so far. We've been getting to know each other. So present perfect tenses are also available. Another phrase, we're making a lot of progress. How are things going with your new team? Yeah, we're making a lot of progress. Or how are things going with your new client? Yeah, we're getting a lot done. So there's the continuous. Can you give us some more examples?
Absolutely. I like this phrase because we can very confidently use it with people. Our other phrase, how's your day going? We wouldn't usually use this with people. How's your boss going? It sounds okay in Spanish and in French, but it doesn't really translate to English. So, how are things going with this person? How are things going with this thing? Very easy to use this with things, tasks, jobs, and people. So I like it. It's very, very flexible. So, how are things going with the new guy? The new guy is the new person who's been hired at work, the new guy. How are things going with your new department? How are things going with your family? How are things going? How are things going? We can even just ask that question alone. How are things going? Just life in general. So, this is a great question for small talk conversation at work. Just change it to a work topic. Oh, how are things going with your art? You can change it to a hobby as well. Very easy sentence, very flexible. So, some responses. How are things going? Oh, things are going really well. Things are going really well. When I say things, I mean life in general. Oh, things are going really well. Everything's going well. Everything is going well. Everything's going well. Everything's going well. They're going okay. Okay. Now, okay usually means positive, right? But kind of a nice way to say things aren't great. I mean,
Hmm.
things are going okay. It feels like a nice way to say I'm not really happy with what's going on, but I'll
Hmm.
live. I'll live, right?
It's a 5 out of 10. Solid
Yeah, a 5 out of
5 out of
10,
10. Nothing more.
mediocre at best. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
things are
okay.
they're going okay. Things are going okay. It is what it is. That's life, right? A negative one. Ooh, things aren't going that well. Things aren't going that well. And honestly, things haven't been great. Okay. Things haven't been great. So Mark said it's been a bit tricky so far. And I would say, things haven't been great. Things haven't been great. So these are all possible responses. It just depends on how negative you want to share, what kind of negativity you want to share. I think if you want to share some negativity, things are going okay. That's probably that's giving the person a little bit of information, but not complaining. Definitely.
Yeah, you don't want that reputation at work that all you do is complain and
Yeah.
moan about things. Yeah, that brings the whole office down. So, yeah, minimum okay. That's like the worst you can be.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to another structure. If you want to talk to your colleagues at work, you can ask them, how do you like the job so far? How do you like the job
Mm-hmm.
so far? How do you like the job so far? So the structure we're using is how do you like something so far? Like, how do you like the job so far? How do you like working from home so far? How do you like the team dynamics so far? Again, maybe something new has started at work. Maybe there's a new scheme where you can work from home. So that's new for you. And after a few days, I would say, how do you like working from home so far? Are you enjoying it? Has it been fun? Is it a bit weird? So when something new happens, you can ask your colleagues about this. If your colleague is brand new and they only just started a few days ago, how do you like the job so far? How do you like the job so far? Has it been okay? Have you learned a lot of things? Have you met everybody yet? Is it quite overwhelming and tricky? You can get all this information from your colleague. And again, we're asking these because we could help. We could give them some advice or some reassurance. So that's why these small talk conversations can actually become quite meaningful. So if your colleague asks you this, what can you reply? You can say, how do you like the job so far? Yeah, it's been really great so far. So far influences our grammar a lot here. So far means until now, so present perfect territory. How do you like the job so far? I've been enjoying it so far. Or, how do you like working from home? Yeah, everything is going well so far. So that's the present perfect. Everything is going well so far. Kat, can you give us some more examples?
Actually, I kind of wanted to make a point here. We've added this extra word at the front, at the beginning of the sentence. How? How do you like the job so far? We could we just ask, do you like the job so far? We would say yes or no.
Mm.
But how do you like the job so far? We're asking you to give us more of your opinion, not just a yes or no question. So when Mark says, yeah, yeah, he's not really saying yes to the question because it's not a yes or no question. How do you like the job so far?
Mm.
It's that yeah is more of a filler word, kind of just starting like, yeah, it's good. It's good. But we're not really saying, yes, I like the job. We're simply we're about to say, "Oh, I like it, and this is why." So, how do you like the job so far? How do you like the project so far? Kind of sort of what do you think about it and do you like it at the same time, right? So, how do you like the new role so far? How do you like the company so far? How do you like the project so far? It's more than just yes or no. I like this phrase, so far, so good. Simple, neutral, so far, so good. Meaning until now, until this point in time, everything has been good. So far, so good. All right. And another one, yeah, I really like the project. It's challenging, but it's really interesting. So, how do you like the project so far? It. I like it. It's almost like you're asking yourself, do I like it? Yeah, yeah, I do. I do. Yeah. I really like the project. It's challenging, but it's really interesting. So, how do you like the project so far? Honestly, it's been great so far. People are really friendly, and the training has been very eye opening. That's not bad. So, how do you like it? How do you like the new project so far? is much more than just, do you like it? It's another
Mm,
level, sharing that experience.
nice, good way to extract more information from your
Mm,
colleagues. If you want a longer answer, put a
hmm
how at the front and you'll get some more information out of them. Yeah, it's good tactic.
hmm
Okay, on to our fifth question. What do you think about Sarah's idea? What do you think about Sarah's idea? What do you think about Sarah's idea? So the question we're asking, the main structure is, what do you think about blah, blah? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think about the boss's suggestion? This could be after a meeting or after you've had a discussion with your team. There were lots of ideas mentioned or lots of potential decisions. Afterwards, you can discuss privately or just between you and a colleague. You can discuss those ideas. Do you think they were good ideas? Did you like their ideas? Do you have a different idea or do you disagree completely? I can ask you about that. Again, this isn't gossip. This is talking about work, but we're still being professional. This is an appropriate question, I think. It is slightly less formal than the one we'll look at in a moment. What do you think about the boss's suggestion? It's quite ambitious, right? Do you think we can do that? Or what do you think about the new schedule? I don't know, starting at 8 instead of 9? I don't like that idea. So if something changes at work or if there's some potential decisions, you can ask what your colleagues think. What do you think about that? If someone asks you, you could say, oh, what do you think about the boss's suggestion? I think it makes sense. It makes sense means I understand the idea and maybe it's a good idea. Or what do you think about Sarah's idea? I think it might work, but I'm not sure. Or what do you think about the new schedule? I'm not totally convinced yet. So all of these questions were about other people's ideas or changes. Kat, can you give us some more examples?
I might be talking to a coworker and, wow, what do you think about the merger? So, a merger is where two companies come together. A merger. So, what do you think about the merger? Also, it's a good way to get the feelings because you could say, how do you feel about it? But we try to sometimes separate our feelings from work. So, what do you think about it? I do want your professional opinion. I don't want you
Mm,
to say something like, oh, I'm scared about losing my job. We do need to keep it a bit more professional. So, what do you think about this? A good way to kind of get a sense of, how people are feeling, but in a professional way. What do you think about that email they sent out? What do you think about that email they sent out? Now, I had a couple of responses that I thought were pretty good because they're a little bit generic. I think overall, it's a good idea. Now, maybe you don't have all your thoughts together. Yeah, we have pros, we have cons, we have positives, we have negatives. What do you think about this? Well, I have lots of thoughts about this, but I think overall, it's a good idea. Or I think overall, probably won't work. So this is a good kind of summary, a quick summary overall, kind of in summary or in general. Another one, hey, I'm not sure what I think. It has pros and it has cons. So you could say it has some positives, it has some negatives. I'm not sure what I think. And that could be honest, right? Maybe you just don't want to talk about it sometimes. Honestly, right now, I don't have enough information. I'm not sure what I think. I'm not sure what I think. Or you could just tell people, I think it could be better. So the possibility, I think it could use some work. I think it could be better. Or I think in general, it's not the best idea. In general, overall, these are just kind of summary words. Maybe we don't have all of our thoughts collected yet. So I think generally, it's not too bad. I think in general, it's not the best idea. I think overall, it's a good idea. So you can kind of use these as the structure to talk about how you feel about these things as well. Okay, so we have a little bit more of a formal question, and it just changes a little bit. But Mark, can you introduce the second one that's very similar?
So, yes, the previous question, if you're chatting to your colleague face to face in the break room or just at your desk, what do you think about the new idea is fine. But maybe if you're in a meeting or you're sending an email, or if you're in a more formal situation, you can ask, what are your thoughts on the new project? What are your thoughts on the new project? What are your thoughts on the new project? The main structure is what are your thoughts on something? So when I ask you this question, I'm asking you to elaborate more. I'm expecting a longer answer with a bit more detail, maybe some examples to support your opinions, a much more formal professional answer. So your boss might ask you this in a meeting, or your colleague might ask you and they want your professional opinion. So if someone asks you this, be prepared to talk and share quite a bit more. They might ask, what are your thoughts on the new project? What are your thoughts on the presentation? So give me your professional opinion about that presentation. Or what are your thoughts on the new software? Again, if personally you hate the new software, the buttons are all weird, it's slow, and it doesn't work, don't say that. I want your professional opinion. What are your thoughts on the new software? I'd say, yes, I think it needs some work. There are still some kinks to iron out, but overall, I can see why we've installed it. So this is your professional opinion here. Again, if someone asks, they're expecting longer answers. So here are two good long answers. What are your thoughts on the new project? I can understand the benefits on paper, but I still think there are a lot of details we need to work out. What are your thoughts on the new project? Personally, I think the project sounds quite promising, and we should explore it a little further. So professional question, a formal question, formal response. Okay, Kat, can you give us any more examples?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we need a bit more time to think or maybe again collect our thoughts. If someone says, well, what are your thoughts on the matter? Well, overall, I feel that we're going in the right direction, but I'd like to get back to you with some more specific thoughts or ideas. So we can give a quick summary. We can give a general opinion. Overall, I feel that we're going in the right direction. Okay, this is good for us. But I'd like to get back to you. I'd like to get back to you with some more specific thoughts. In another direction you might take, in my opinion, I don't see this working for us in the end, but I would like to discuss this further. So again, this is just a general opinion, a quick, yes, I agree, no, I don't agree. And then I'd like to continue this conversation. I would like to discuss this further. And you can definitely feel the language has shifted a little bit with this question. We've become a bit more serious. We've used a bit more professional, formal language. This is not as easygoing as the other question. So you can see how English does shift and change based on the type of question that you ask. So while we continue to the very last one, getting news and updates, a quick and easy one for number 6.
Did you hear about the new regulations? Did you hear about the new regulations? Did you hear about the new regulations? Again, so we're going back now to a slightly more casual scenario where maybe you're chatting with your colleague in the break room, or you're making a cup of coffee or tea, and you just want to know what they think. Maybe there's been a new update, an email went out to everyone in the office, and maybe it's quite big news, maybe it changes things in how you work. So you want to know if your colleagues have seen it, and you also want to know what they think. Like literally, I'm asking, did you see or did you hear about the new regulations? but I also want to know what you think about them. So this is 2 questions in one, really. We're going to use 3 verbs. Did you hear about something? Did you hear about the layoffs? Did you hear about the new schedule? Read. Did you read about the layoffs? Did you read about the new schedule? And did you see? No preposition. Did you see the layoffs? Did you see the new schedule? So remember, it's hear about, read about, see. No preposition. So did you see the new regulations? Did you hear about the new regulations? Did you see that message from the boss? Did you read about that message from the boss? So if someone asks you this question, what can you say? Did you hear about the new regulations? Yeah, I know. That's a short answer. If someone asks you about see or read, did you read that message from the boss? Yeah, I skimmed through it. To skim is to read quickly. You're not reading every word. You're skimming it just to get the general idea. We're very busy at work, so sometimes you only have time to skim. So yeah, I skimmed through it. Or I glanced at it quickly. Glance is again to look quickly. So you can say that about messages. Did you hear about the layoffs? No, I haven't yet. Or no, I didn't. Those would both be suitable. Or maybe you missed a message completely. Did you see that message from the boss? No. What's happening? So those are some replies you could give. Can you give us some more examples of questions with this structure?
Yes. So I could say something like, did you hear about the new paperwork we need to do? So maybe there's a new law, a new regulation, something new at the company. Did you hear about this information? Did you hear about the new paperwork we need to do? Yeah, I did. HR told me about it last week. Okay, so did you hear about it? Yeah, someone told me about the information. Someone told me about it last week. Someone told me that information last week. Did you read about the new paperwork we need to do? Well, I read the email pretty quickly, but I need to read more about the paperwork. So I read the email, but I read more about the paperwork. Read more about the paperwork. So if I'm reading about something, I'm learning more information. But we don't say read about an email. We read an email. That means we look at the words on the screen and we read it. Then if we want to find more information on the topic, maybe read more about the job, read more about the paperwork, read more about this, then we are going to learn more about the topic. Did you see that memo? Yeah, I saw it. I can't believe it. Did you see? Yeah, I saw it. Yes, I did. Yes, I saw it. Okay, so don't forget that did you see that memo? Yes, I did. I'm shocked. Or yeah, I saw it. I hate it. Very comfortable with your friends at work.
Mhm.
I hate it.
It's a good question for office gossip. This is the best one for gossip, for sure. Did you see that message? I know. Yeah, you can get real
Yes.
gossipy with that one.
For sure.
So we've seen 7 great questions to start conversations with your colleagues about work, about all kinds of things. How do you finish the conversation politely, professionally, without hurting anyone's feelings? We'll give you some example sentences that you can use to walk away and get back to work without offending your colleagues. Mine will be more British, and my first one starts with a very British word that every British person says before they stand up or before they leave. Right. Bonus points if you can slap your thighs or slap your legs before you stand up. It's right. And then go. But if you're in the break room and you're holding a cup of tea, you can pretend to check your watch or your phone and say, right, I should probably get back to my desk. I'll chat to you in a bit. So, right, I should probably get back to my desk. I'll chat to you in a bit. Okay, I've really got to get on with that email. Catch up later? So, okay, I've really got to get on with that email. Catch up later? And sorry, I've got a meeting in a few minutes. Let's pick this up later. At the end of all of these statements, I've got something that shows we're going to talk again later. I'm not finishing this conversation forever. We will see each other again, and I want to talk again. So those three phrases were, I'll chat to you in a bit, catch up later, let's pick this up later. So these phrases also help you be a bit more friendly. You sound like you're keen or you want to talk to them again very soon in the future. Maybe the next time you're in the break room or the next time you have a bit of downtime at work. Kat, can you give us some American examples?
Sure. Oh, look at the time. I've got to hop into a meeting. Let's touch base tomorrow. I feel like I'm at work.
Yeah.
Look at the time. Oh, look at the time. I've got to hop into a meeting. I've got to jump into a meeting. It means I have to enter a meeting. I have to start a meeting. I've got to hop into a meeting. Let's touch base tomorrow. So just like Mark, we should continue this conversation, but right now I have to go. Let's touch base, meaning let's contact each other tomorrow. Let's touch base tomorrow. Okay, I've got to tie things up here. Let's keep in touch about the results. This feels quite a bit more direct, especially if you are the boss or if you really are pressed for time, quite rushing around. Okay, I've got to tie things up here. If you tie something up, you need to come to a close, come to an end, finish something. I've got to tie things up here. Let's keep in touch about the results. Let's keep in touch. Another way, touch base, keep in touch. Simple and easy. I should probably get back. I should probably get back. Now we can continue. I should probably get back to work. I should probably get back to my office. I should probably get back to the meeting. I should probably get back, meaning I should probably move myself back to where I was before. Should probably get back. See you later. See you later. Now, one of my ultimate favorite office cliches. Let's circle back to this at a later time. Let's circle back to this at a later time. If you circle back, that means you will discuss it later. But a lot of the times, if someone says, let's circle back to that, we might never talk about it again. It might be a polite way to say, stop talking about that. So it depends on the situation. It is a cliche, but it's still used. Let's circle back to this at a later time. A very polite way to end the conversation and stop talking about that topic. Quick and easy. Sorry, I've got to run. Check in later. You're on the phone. Sorry, I've got to run. Run or leave. I've got to go. Sorry, I've got to run. Check in later. All right, so there you go. A huge range of different ways to start and end those conversations with your English coworkers.
Yes, we hope you learned lots of useful phrases from this video. And if you did enjoy it, please click the like button below. And don't forget, if you want the PDF transcript with all these examples and all these sentences written on a PDF that you can download and take offline, you can join as a member and get access to this episode's PDF and the whole catalog of all our other episodes as well.
We love to read and hear about you in the comments, so please share your experience with us. How's your day going? How's work going? How's work been? So, how do you like your job so far? Why don't you go ahead and type some of these questions in the comments and answer them, and we'll get back to you so that we can hear more about your experience.
Yes, we do read and reply to all the comments, so yeah, it's a great opportunity to practice with us. But yeah, thank you so much for watching us again, and we will see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.